Should we wait a few more minutes to see if anyone else comes? Let's give them another minute or so. We should probably just start, no? I'll keep it nice and short today. I'm Rosa. I'm in charge of the 9 a.m. choir. I see some familiar faces already. Hello, Adalia. And I'm here as a facilitator of sorts. This, however, is meant to be your space to process what has happened in our community, space to begin to understand what abstinence means and what that looks like, space to begin to make that commitment to yourself and to God. So let's just go around the circle and introduce ourselves. Oh, and tell us why you're here. We can start on either side of me. Or Adalia, why don't you go first?
My name's Ida, and I'm 16.
Why are you here?
Because it sounded interesting.
Well, abstinence is certainly interesting. And what's your name?
I'm Hannah, only one N, only one H.
And why?
I'm here because my mom forced me to come. Otherwise, I would be doing literally anything else.
Thank you for your honesty, Hannah.
I can go next. My name is Elena. I'm here because I want to remain abstinent, but it doesn't seem like the people around me really want to. It's nice to have a group like this.
The importance of community cannot be underestimated. Thank you so much for putting that out there, Elena. You're our last participant. Would you like to go?
She's a little shy. I can introduce her if that's okay.
I guess so. She'll need to talk eventually, though.
Well, that's Yenna, and she's 15.
And why are you here, Yenna? You agree with what Elena just said? That's everyone. Thank you for coming. I want to reiterate that this is not just a group you show up to once a week. This is more than that. This is your community. Let me repeat that one more time. This is your community. You're here to hold one another accountable, to be there for each other.
Oh, how very cultish.
The path isn't easy by any means. You will face temptation. Men who say they love you, they'll try to pressure you to do things. Enough of that. I'm not here to try to scare you. If I've learned anything, it's that each and every person must choose abstinence for themselves. It cannot.
Then should I read or?
Will there be a contract?
A contract?
Yeah, like an abstinence contract. I drafted one for myself a year ago.
Seriously?
No one said anything about a contract.
I know some people do promise rings, but it seems a bit, I don't know, tacky.
There will be no contract.
Then a purity pledge?
No pledge either.
But how will we know everyone's keeping their promise?
We just trust one another.
I don't trust her.
I can hear you.
Can we not do that? Yeah, conflict makes Yenna anxious.
Everyone is here today for a reason. It doesn't matter what brought you here initially. That doesn't diminish your commitment to this community. So, I don't want to hear any more of this.
Then what's my reason for being here, Teach?
I'm not a teacher.
Because I shouldn't even be here.
Don't say that.
I've already had sex. There, I said it. I had sex multiple times, and I liked it. And I would do it again. Sex is good. It's great.
My mom said it hurt a lot. Did it hurt?
That's enough.
What is she doing here? She already broke the #1 rule of abstinence.
What am I doing here?
But doesn't that also depend on the type of intercourse?
Sex is sex.
Looks like I'm disqualified. What a bummer. Although, Teach, I would prefer if my mom didn't hear about this. You just keep telling her what a great student I am.
Hana, you're not going anywhere.
But, like, I've already had that sexy sex. Like, what's the point of me being here?
Abstinence doesn't equate virginity.
But all this talk about waiting until marriage.
Sometimes mistakes happen. They happen to the best of us.
Idalia?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, what is she talking about?
But isn't virginity like the whole point?
Looks like Elena doesn't want me to be here. That's two of us. Two whole people who don't think I should be here. What about you, Jeanette? Ida?
I think you should stay.
Seriously?
But Hannah can give us her perspective.
And what perspective would that be? The slutty one?
Elena, Hana's staying. We're not gonna turn someone away just because they.
What's the point? What's the point of the group then?
The point is, this is a welcoming community. We don't judge participants by what's happened in their past.
So, if I want to get kicked out, I need to have sex during the meeting.
Right now?
That's enough for today. Let's finish there. Hana, could you stay a few minutes after? I need to talk to you.
I know sex is a big no-no for you, but how do you feel about masturbation?
You mean fornication?
Okay, so that's probably a no.
I understand that you don't want to be here.
And yet you're forcing me to stay.
I don't want you to have this idea that abstinence is only for women that have never had sex. Abstaining from sex can be a beautiful thing, a very beautiful and wonderful thing. And I personally believe you can better appreciate it when you've tried the alternatives.
It's called sex. You can say the word, you won't be transported straight to hell.
That's not. Hana, I want you to feel a part of this community.
Don't worry about that. I don't want any part in your little community. I don't hate myself enough for that. I'm nothing like you or the others.
You'd be surprised.
Why are you whispering?
I want you to give this a chance, regardless of what's happened. You're welcome here. This group is for you too.
I seriously don't have a choice, so I don't know why you bother.
I was very much like you when I was your age.
I doubt it. You don't want me in your little group. Trust me.
I have something I want to share with you, Hana. Something I haven't shared with many people. Is it okay for me to share it with you?
I guess.
I found out I was pregnant when I was a little bit older than you. And it wasn't being a mother that scared me. It was the fact that I wasn't married. So I quickly got married.
Why are you telling me this?
It's hard for me to admit that I messed up, but I want you to see that mistakes happen.
Not a mistake.
Choices for which you will not be excluded.
But you had sex. Big whoop.
Before getting married.
Stop acting like you just confessed to murdering someone.
But please don't tell anyone what I just said. This has to stay between you and me. Understood?
There's nothing to be ashamed of, and anyone who thinks otherwise is a bigot.
Just promise me you won't tell anyone.
Fine, I won't.
Welcome back! You're probably wondering what we're doing. Today we'll be delving into the Bible to see what it has to say to us. Father Diego has included a list of Bible passages that he has asked us to reflect on during our time together.
I'm out of here.
Finally.
Hana, please take a seat.
I don't care what my mom says. I'll rather be grounded than do this.
Don't go. Please.
Thank you, Hana.
Don't mention it.
Elena, could you read the first one?
So, put to death the sinful, earthly things lurking within you. Have nothing to do with sexual immorality, impurity, lust, or evil desires. Don't be greedy, for a greedy person is for a greedy person is I I don't can someone help me pronounce this? Uh, it idolater.
Idolater?
Idolater.
I believe so.
I don't know.
Don't be greedy, for a greedy person is an idolater, worshiping the things of this world. Synopsis 3:5. That's exactly what I've been saying.
Would you elaborate on that, Elena?
It's pretty straightforward. No sex. It says it's evil and sinful.
That's not even an accurate interpretation.
Then what does it say?
It says 2,000 years from now, all these will be irrelevant. Signed, Jesus.
Jesus didn't even write this.
Then who wrote it?
What does the particular passage tell us about abstinence and about our own journeys?
Okay, I'm confused. Everyone seems to have their own definition.
Definition?
Okay, what is abstinence even?
Abstinence means absolutely no sex.
I thought it was no sex until married.
But it's all tied up with this false notion of purity.
What does that mean?
It's all made up. Need I say more?
It's not.
Girls, I need you to concentrate.
Catholics are some repressed people.
Oh, Yenna was telling me something yesterday. Yenna, is it okay if I share this? What's considered sex? Like, does it require some sort of penetration or?
I didn't say that.
Are we even allowed to say that here?
Which word, Elena? Sex or penetration? Or
Stop!
both?
Yes, you did. I remember because right after I thought, what a great question. Why didn't I think of that?
I never said that.
It's a great question, but I'm not entirely sure I understand.
Okay, let me take a stab at this. You're wondering, for abstinence purposes, what stuff is off limits?
How about we look up a definition online and discuss it as a group? We probably should have started there.
No sex. It's pretty straightforward. Hello.
The definition of abstinence is when you don't have sex.
I'm saying here. Isn't that what I've just been saying this whole time? Isn't that what I just said?
Source?
Planned Parenthood.
Good choice.
I never heard of them.
Anything else on there that you think would be good to discuss, Ida?
It says here that people have different definitions and abstinence can be whatever.
That's wrong. Are you planning on correcting her? Or should I?
Rosa, this is confusing. Can't you just give us the answers?
I'm only here to facilitate.
Abstinence can mean whatever we want it to be. That's what you've been trying to say all along, isn't it, Teach?
Well, no, that wasn't what I was saying.
That's BS. That's BS. So if Anna wanted to, she could define abstinence as the hours between sex and the next time she has sex. That's like saying fasting between lunch and dinner. That's not how it works.
And how does it work, Elena? Please enlighten us.
It's pretty straightforward.
You keep saying that, but it doesn't seem all that straightforward. Do you have any answers, Elena, or are you just a broken record?
Just because you're confused doesn't mean you have to drag the rest of us down with you.
At least I'm not brainwashed.
You sound really dumb right now.
Look who's talking.
You're a slut. You're such a slut. You're a slut.
Ouch. That one really hurts.
You have no shame. Who thinks I'm right? Or is everyone else with Anna making up some phony definition?
I told you she didn't like conflict. It makes her cry.
Look what you did, Elena.
You're the one who started it.
I'm sorry, Janet. You should apologize to her too.
Jeanette, I'm sorry, but I have certain values and opinions, and when those are minimized, I will speak up for myself.
Janet, I think there are some snacks in the parish hall. Would you like to come with me to get them?
She really likes fruit snacks.
I'm almost positive there will be fruit snacks.
Bring some back for me.
How are you feeling?
I'm sorry about that.
No need to apologize for that.
I'm so.
There's nothing to be embarrassed about. Sometimes you just have to let it all out.
My brother gets mad at me when I cry, so I don't cry in front of him anymore. I leave the room when I'm about to cry. I wish I were more like Ida. She never cries.
I'm sure she does. I mean, we all cry. I cry too.
I've never seen her cry.
My sister used to be very much like you growing up. A dear girl, sensitive, with so much love to offer, deeply empathetic. But she always felt she was too sensitive.
What happened?
Some very special people feel very deeply. I think you're one of those, and that's a gift.
What happened to your sister?
We haven't talked for a few years.
Why?
I don't know. I think I hurt her, and she hasn't quite forgiven me yet.
Is that what's bothering you? At our meetings, sometimes when you say certain things, you get this look.
Found them.
You're a real piece of work, Elena. Whenever you talk, it's like I'm hearing a conservative 70-year-old priest stuck in the body of a teenage girl.
I have morals, okay?
You've been so brainwashed. You think this actually comes from you? It's quite sad. This whole abstinence only stuff was forced upon us from a young age.
It's quite noble, though, saving yourself for someone.
The whole idea of purity is messed up. It's just an illusion, really, and it makes me so mad when people talk about it like it's a real thing.
No, it's not.
Okay, then. Can you tell I'm impure just by looking at me?
Yeah, it's written all over your face. I could tell the minute you walked in this room, you think you're better than all of us because you've had sex?
Then what if I told you I'd never actually had sex?
But you said,
I know what I said.
I don't believe you.
I only said that because I was trying to get out of this group. I didn't realize Rosa would be so accepting.
why would you lie about something like that?
It's really no big deal.
Yes! Yes, it is!
You act like there's nothing more dangerous than a woman who's had sex. Like there's some sort of sex bug that's contagious or something. But answer me this. Would I not be the same person, regardless of whether or not I had sex?
No.
Why?
It changes you. It makes you into someone you no longer recognize. It makes you do things that you might not want to do. It bonds you with a person forever and ever. It makes you lazy.
Who told you that?
Maybe Hannah has a point.
Seriously? This is an abstinence group.
It's not like I'm gonna have sex anytime soon. It's just what Hannah is saying makes a lot of sense to me. And anyway, Rosa said abstinence can mean whatever we want it to mean.
No, she didn't. That was Anna.
Is Rosa pure, Elena?
What kind of question is that?
Can you tell by looking at her that she's pure?
She got married.
But did she wait until marriage? Can you tell by looking at her?
I'll admit she's a bit unconventional, but they wouldn't just allow any person to lead this group.
What if I told you she didn't wait until marriage?
How do you know? Can you tell that just by looking at her?
She told me. The day she asked me to stay back?
You're lying. You're lying. Father Diego would never allow this to happen.
Rose is coming. Everyone act normal.
Elena, chill. Don't tell her I told you.
I know we're almost done here, but I figured it might be nice to have a snack before leaving. I was talking to Yanette, and in general, we think a snack break might be a good idea.
I think so too. God, I am so hungry. I never get up early enough to have breakfast.
Then it's settled. I'll bring snacks for our next meeting. I'll see you all next week.
Thank you.
Anna's spreading lies about you. I thought I should just tell you.
I'm sure that wasn't her intention.
Anna is bad. Like a bad person. You might not see it, but I do. And the longer you allow her to stay in this group, the more damage she'll do. Like, she's already convincing Idalia that abstinence is bad.
I'm not kicking Hana out of the group, Elena. As I've said before, this group is for anyone who needs it. I'm not here to police who gets in.
Anna has said some horrible things about you.
That's nice.
You don't know what you don't want to know what she said about you? The horrible, horrible lies she is spreading. She said you weren't abstinent. That you were like her. It's not a lie, is it?
Where's Rosa?
She promised us snacks.
I spoke to the Reverend about having Rosa replaced.
Please tell me you didn't tell him about what I told you.
I told him she wasn't qualified for the role and that she herself had not practiced abstinence. Father Diego and I are on the same page about what abstinence is. He wasn't happy about it, and he wasn't happy about any of it.
You weren't supposed to tell anyone.
She lied to us, Anna. She pretended to be someone she wasn't. I merely revealed the truth.
You're a monster.
Is Rosa coming back?
Of course not.
Please don't cry, Yannick. It'll be okay. We'll talk to Reverend and tell him to bring Rosa back.
Who's going to replace her? You?
Only until I can find someone else.
I was kidding. I didn't think.
Exactly. You aren't thinking.
So Rosa is really never, ever coming back? Not even
Nope.
today?
Nope. Mm-mm. Seriously, Annette? Are you seriously gonna cry?
She really gets attached to people.
That's not true.
Then why are you crying?
Just leave her alone, Elena.
I can cry if I want to. Rosa told me sensitive people like me are special.
Enough with Rosa. Enough. Enough about her. Okay? I'm the leader now. Do you hear me? She's gone for good.
Facilitator.
Excuse me?
Rosa calls herself a facilitator.
No more talking about her. I forbid it.
You can't do that.
I'm in charge now. I'm in charge now. And things are gonna change. I promise. Okay, I want you guys to make a list of all of the reasons you have for remaining abstinent. That way, anytime you question your decision, you're reminded of why you chose to do this.
How do you come up with this stuff? I don't want to do your stupid exercise.
No offense. I don't know what to write.
You're all, every single one of you is getting on my nerves. Forget it. You're dismissed. Bring your list back next meeting, okay? Except you. You stay right there.
Do I look like I'm crying?
Your eyes are a little puffy.
How would you pronounce that?
Right?
Brian?
Brian is picking me up again. If he finds out I started crying,
Don't worry. I'll cover for you.
What's your problem, Elena? Is this some sort of power trip for you?
What are you talking about?
Your little dictator act.
You don't want to stay here. Not really.
Obviously.
And I don't want you here.
You don't say.
So why keep coming?
A bit cryptic.
On Sundays, when your mom asks you're in abstinence club, I'll just lie.
Isn't lying bad, Elena?
It's just an itty bitty lie. Unless you would rather me tell her that
It's a deal.
Uh-huh.
we should wait for Rosa. She would want us to wait for her.
I told you, she's not coming.
She might.
She's prohibited from coming.
Why?
We should still wait. Hannah isn't even here yet.
She could be having sex right now for all we care, for all I care. Oh, come on. She didn't want to be here anyway. And we didn't want to hear her anyway, did we?
You kicked her out. That's why you wanted her to stay after the last meeting. You're the reason they're both gone.
But why can't Rosa come?
Anna decided not to come back. That's not my fault.
Without Hannah, we can't.
Let's get to work. No more wasting time. Okay, come on. No more wasting time. Okay, so for this exercise, we'll be role playing. I've prepared a couple of scenarios for us, and I want you to respond what you would do in each of these situations. I'll play the solicitor,
The what?
the person asking for sex. Temptation. I don't know.
I don't like this. Why can't Rosa be here?
Either. You're up first. Hey, baby.
Hey?
No! It's a strange man that just came up to you.
You're not a strange
It's
man.
an old man who wants to have sex with you.
Oh, in that case, no.
No, what?
No, I don't want to have sex with an old man.
Or with any man, right?
Isn't it Ian's turn?
I don't wanna.
Yanad, come on.
This
You need
makes
to
me.
You need the practice even more than Ida. You're so quiet.
This makes me uncomfortable.
Fine, then. I'll be you, Yanet. You'll tell me what to do next, Ida. I need you to play the other person.
Can I be a young person instead of old? And like hot. Like really, really hot.
Fine, okay, go.
Hey, shorty. I want to have sex with you. I work out and I want you.
Yanet, what would you say? Or what should I say? Yanet, what should I say? Yanet!
It's bitty bitty bang bang. I'm sorry.
Ida!
I miss Rosa.
Is she planning on coming back or... I'm Elena. I am the current facilitator of the Abstinence Club, and we are here today to encourage other young women to join us as we discuss the means to be abstinent. Having this group has been life-changing for me. I've known that I wanted to remain abstinent from a very young age, but I never had a group of young people, a group of peers who also felt similarly. It has been deeply fulfilling to do this type of work, and for the other members of the group, I've been a godsend. I want to call up the rest of the group. Yanet, Idalia, would you please come up here?
Oh, Yana is a little shy, so I'll be providing testimony for the both of us. We had a conversation prior to this meeting to discuss what we felt we've gotten out of this group in the first month. And the truth is, to have the type of conversations we have, it's crucial to have people with all sorts of opinions, whether you're for abstinence or against. So I encourage you guys to join.
This group is for everyone. It doesn't matter if you've done it. Not that I have.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
I'm upset that I wasn't asked to give my testimony. Your abstinence-only education harms the very same children you try to protect, and yet you stubbornly continue to preach the same old...
She's not a part of the group. She's not a part of the group. Are you trying to make me look bad? In front of the whole church?
Not everything is about you, Elena.
I am currently the teacher, and you walk in, guns blazing. Of course it makes me look bad.
You don't think there's a better way?
Did you hear what Ida and Janet said? You're turning them against me.
Ida and Jeanette have their own opinions.
I'm their teacher.
We want Rosa back. We want Rosa back. We want Rosa back.
Great. Just what I needed. This is all your fault.
Why are you so obsessed with abstinence?
Because it's the right thing to do.
Maybe it feels right for you, but why are you so determined to get others to join? Why do you have to shame those that don't live their lives that way?
I'm not shaming anyone.
You called me a slut the first day we met.
In an endearing way.
Elena, do you consider yourself religious?
Sometimes I barely feel Catholic.
But this
I don't know, okay?
might be a good idea to examine that, huh?
Okay, guys. I forgot about the list in our last meeting.
List?
Reasons to remain abstinent.
None.
STDs?
Well, I forgot about that one.
Not just the obvious one.
Well, then what else?
I didn't want to do this, but I guess I'll read my list. One, no one is worth it. But these aren't like ranked in level of importance. I don't want anyone to touch me there. Sex isn't worth it. It's gross, and the usual reasons, of course.
You forgot the Bible said not to.
How long were you behind me?
Long enough to hear your whole list.
We missed you. A lot.
Not me, not even close.
Well, Yana and I did.
Is Rosa coming back too?
I don't think so. I'm sorry, girlie.
That's okay, right, Yana? At least we have Hannah back.
Well, my mom found out that I wasn't coming to the meeting, so I had no choice.
I would never, ever tell on you.
I know you wouldn't either.
Why is everyone looking at me? Or why is everyone looking at me like that?
Elena, I thought we had an understanding.
What makes you think it was me?
All the signs point to you, Miss Teen Abstinence Ambassador. Not to mention we saw you announce it to the whole church.
Very funny.
But maybe being back won't be all that bad.
What's with the notebook?
What, now I can't even take notes?
I haven't even said anything yet. What are you writing down?
Can I ask a question?
Not right now.
Well, we never actually end up having time to ask questions.
That seems pretty intentional.
Fine. Ask your question.
Okay, so why is it when I'm around someone I really, really like, I get all hot, like I'm burning up, and then all of a sudden I'm hyper aware I have a body. I don't, and I don't know what's going on down there, but it feels like
Okay, enough. Enough, Ida. Enough.
Let her finish.
This is not the place for that.
New abstinence club rule. Don't even think about sex.
It's not that hard.
Then why do I think about it all the time? Literally, all the time. I can't stop thinking about what it feels like. I want to be caressed. I want to be touched again. I'm scared to touch myself down there, but I want to try it. I know. But I've tried to stop. I've literally tried, but nothing works.
I mean, it's not like I don't think about it sometimes. Very rarely, but sometimes. But I don't feel the urge to engage in it.
That's not how it works for everyone.
I don't let sex have control over my life. I don't give it power.
what do you mean, give it power?
Did I say that out loud?
Let's take 5.
You don't have the authority. Okay, let's take 5. 5-minute break.
Elena, I need to talk to you.
If it's about your mom, really sorry. No harm, no foul, right?
Asexual.
Is this some sort of joke?
Does this seem like a joke right now?
You want me to believe that you're asexual?
Why is that so hard to believe?
For someone who's asexual, you sure talk a lot about sex.
That has nothing to do with it. God, you're so infuriating.
Why are you telling me this anyway?
Oh, Elena,
Go on.
maybe you're asexual too.
These quizzes are rigged. Unless I say I'm masturbating every hour, it's these quizzes are rigged. Unless I say I'm masturbating every hour and thinking about sex all the time, I get asexual. Mother of Christ! What are you doing here?
What are you doing here, Elena? It's almost 8 p.m. Your meeting should have ended a while ago.
Prepping for the next meeting, of course. I needed to be in physical space. We do movement exercises sometimes, and it's good for me to be here. You know, where it all happens.
Movement exercises? Like what?
Like, I give specific scenarios. I guess it's like acting.
That's fun.
But why are you here?
Don't tell anyone.
So what?
We rehearse here every Thursday.
Today's Saturday.
I know that.
Then why are you here?
I wasn't planning on coming today, it just sort of happened.
Why are you here?
It's a secret. It's one of my only secrets.
You can tell me.
I come sometimes when I need to be alone. Usually it's empty in the evenings unless there's a party or reception.
How'd you get in?
Honorary key holder. Elena, I'm so sorry.
For what?
Lying to you and the others. I know abstinence means a lot to you, and I didn't practice it myself. Yet here I was every Saturday, some sort of messed up role model. And to be honest, I don't feel guilty about it. I felt ashamed for the longest time, thinking others would judge me, that I would be shunned from the church, but never guilty.
Have you ever heard of asexuality? It's basically someone who feels no sexual attraction. I don't think I'm asexual, but I'm not sure. Do I seem like the type of person that might be asexual?
I don't know, Elena.
But if you were to like guess my sexuality,
That's something only you'll be able to answer.
I don't think I want to be asexual.
It's okay if you're asexual. It's okay if you're not. You'll still be the same Elena.
Annoying and overbearing and very, very weird.
More like confident, sure of herself, and willing to stand up for what she believes in.
Unable to keep her mouth shut.
It's okay, Elena.
No. I wish I hadn't blabbed on you about, you know what.
I'm glad you did.
Hmm?
The secret was eating me up inside. When you have something like that rattling inside of you, it's just hard to live your life without fear, without self-judgment.
They miss you. They miss you, Rosa. I miss you. Come to our next meeting?
You know I can't.
What if you're coming back as a participant? I'm the person in charge, you know. The person in charge is me. I'm inviting you back. This is a formal invitation.
Are we just gonna sit here in silence?
We're missing someone.
Who?
It better not be Father Diego. That man bores me to death.
It's not him.
Is it Rosa?
Lynette, why would it be her?
Welcome back.